Take a deep breath. Right now, at this exact moment, you are breathing air that hasn't existed on Earth for 3 million years. Yeah, 3 million. That is not a typo, and it's definitely not an exaggeration. We are literally existing in a completely altered atmosphere, which is exactly why we're kicking off this explainer today. Welcome to our urgent survival briefing on the 7 silent thresholds. This is the absolutely crucial data you need to wrap your head around the planetary shifts happening right beneath our feet. Section 1. The 2026 reality check. Now, just to be clear up front, this isn't your traditional Save the Turtles lecture. We're way past that. This is a critical situation report for the next decade of our lives. Okay, let's dive into this. For years, we were fed what I call the 2050 myth. This comforting idea that the ultimate tipping point was decades away. We really thought we had time. But the reality as of May 2026, it's completely flipped the data, shattering that comfortable little illusion forever. 7. Think about that for a second. In environmental science, there are 9 recognized planetary boundaries that basically keep Earth stable and habitable. Well, as of today, 7 out of those 9 boundaries have officially been breached. 7. We have crossed major thresholds in the very systems that govern the stability of our entire globe. So today, we're going to look really closely at the urgent environmental crises driving this whole thing, the ones no one is talking about nearly enough. Moving to Section 2. Oceans and synthetic chemicals. The clock is absolutely ticking on this one. So for decades, our ocean has basically acted as the ultimate carbon sponge. It's historically absorbed a massive 30% of our global carbon emissions. It was doing all the heavy lifting for us, shielding us from the absolute worst impacts. But here we are in 2026, and guess what? That sponge is completely full. It just can't absorb what it used to. And because the ocean has soaked up so much carbon, its chemistry is fundamentally changing. We're talking about a staggering 40% spike in ocean acidity. And guys, this isn't just a sad story about losing pretty coral reefs. A 40% acidity spike threatens the complete and utter collapse of plankton, the literal base of the oceanic food chain. And why does that matter to you? Well, if the plankton die, the ocean stops producing half the oxygen you are breathing right now. Half your oxygen just gone at risk. Now, have you heard the term novel entities? It sounds totally like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually a terrifying scientific reality. It's a brand new category covering the 350,000 synthetic chemicals we've pumped into the Earth's systems. We're talking mountains of plastics, super potent pesticides, and those forever chemicals known as PFAS. What we've done is created this untrackable chemical shadow. We've flooded our environment with so many of these synthetic materials that scientists can no longer even track how they combine and interact inside our own human bloodstreams. Think about that for a second. It is literally a biological Wild West happening inside of us right now. All right, Section 3, AI's hidden water thirst. This is where tech meets the tap. And this brilliantly illustrates the crazy paradox we're in. By 2030, data centers are projected to consume 20% of all global electricity. We are leaning so incredibly heavily on AI to magically engineer climate solutions for us, but the technology itself requires an absolutely monstrous amount of power. But hey, the electricity train is really only half the story. Those massive data centers run extremely hot, and they need to stay cool, which takes billions of gallons of water. Right now, in 2026, we are seeing literal tech versus tap water wars breaking out. Communities in highly stressed water regions, everywhere from India to the American Midwest, are literally having to choose between routing water to their taps for human survival or routing it to tech facilities just to keep the servers from melting down. Which brings us to Section 4, the 60 harvest countdown. This is the foundational layer of our whole extraction problem. 68 billion tons. Just try to wrap your head around that number for a second. That is the sheer incomprehensible scale of topsoil we are losing across the globe every single year. Topsoil is that living, nutrient-rich layer of dirt that actually grows our food, and we're degrading it, washing it away, and completely exhausting it at a rate of 68 billion tons annually, which leaves us with just 60 harvests left. Because of that massive rate of topsoil loss, scientists are warning we are nearing the literal end of our agricultural runway. Stop and think about what that actually means. If you're 30 years old today, you might see the end of viable large-scale farming in your lifetime. No way around it. This creates what scientists are calling the silent famine cascade,
It's basically a deadly domino effect. Step 1, the topsoil dies from over-extraction and heavy chemical use. Step 2, because dead soil can't hold carbon, our natural carbon storage fails, which just worsens the whole atmospheric crisis. And finally, Step 3, with shrinking crop yields, food prices don't just rise, they completely explode. This silent famine is a massive crisis lurking right behind the daily news headlines.
On to our final section, Section 5, the green transition paradox. We have to confront some really conflicting realities here. Consider this stark contrast. On one hand, to power the green transition, we absolutely need minerals like cobalt and lithium, but mining them is literally destroying some of the Earth's last biodiversity hotspots. But then, look at the status quo. The fashion industry, supercharged by all these fast fashion apps, is still out there driving a massive 10% of all global emissions. Basically, we're just swapping one addiction for another. Without a fundamental systemic change to how we actually consume resources, whether that's fossil fuels, lithium for batteries, or just cheap clothing, we aren't solving the core problem at all. We are simply changing the brand of our planetary addiction. Now, I don't want to leave you sitting there paralyzed by data overload. I want to leave you with a rally cry. We are living in the great transition. We aren't waiting for a hero. The undeniable truth of this whole explainer is that this is our current, unavoidable reality. No one is coming to magically fix this for us. The boundaries have been breached, the sponge is full, and the topsoil is vanishing. But honestly, understanding this reality, that is the absolutely crucial first step in actually surviving it and engineering a new way forward.
So the real question is, are you ready for the great transition? Like I said, it's not just about saving the turtles anymore. It's about how you, and all of us, adapt to this entirely new paradigm. What is your role in helping humanity navigate the next 10 years? Take this data, understand these thresholds, and let's get to work.